good morning, Yankees universe. KOD Nation, stand up, and all you DJs, wake up and get your coffee. Welcome to this Tuesday, January 17th edition of the Yankees Morning Brew. Just like my man G-Man said in the chat, buenos dias. Buenos dias, mi gente, my guy G-Man, what it do? Salute, 3 capital S's. And you guys hit those likes for your boy as you come in. Family, Yankees family. L.I. Yankee King is in the building. L.I. what it do, baby? Then we got my guy Tyler Talbot is in the building. Tyler, Yankee fans, just when you thought this offseason couldn't get more interesting, Frankie Montas gets injured, or Frankie Montas is sidelined with a shoulder inflammation that dates back to the summertime. Talk about damaged goods. That's what Frankie Montas was. 100% damaged goods. Uncle Tats is in the building. Tats, what it do, baby? Salute. My man Fja is in the building. Morning, my man. Hope all is well. But yeah, just when you thought this offseason couldn't get interesting, Frankie Montas, he's going to be sidelined for the first 2.5 months of the season. So what do we do right now? Think about it, 2.5 months of the season. That's about a start every week. So that's give or take about 10 to 12 starts he's going to miss. What do we do? Well, we already got backup and the likes of Domingo Germán or Clark Smith. Let me guys know in the chat, are you guys okay with just Domingo Germán and Clark Smith? Or do you want the Yankees to go out there and trade for another starting pitcher? Do you want the Yankees to call up the Miami Marlins and see what's good with a Mr. Pablo Lopez? Do you want the Yankees to call up any other team on the West Coast to see what's good with any of their starters? What are we doing? Do we call up the Arizona Diamondbacks and see if we could get Madison Bumgarner? I know I'm just dreaming. I'm just talking, but what are we going to do? My man Ruben is in the building. Ruben, what it do, my guy? Salute. Ultimately, yeah, just like Ruben said, I think they're going to stay with Schmidt or Germán. Not sure if the front office is going to be willing to pull off a trade. But you never know. Realistically, I would want to go with Germán. Germán already won 18 games one time. Realistically, I would go with Germán. But I think the Yankees brass, they really want to make Clark Smith work out. So I think the Yankees brass, they will start out with Clark Smith in the rotation, have Domingo Germán in the bullpen just in case something happens. But I can't guarantee it, but if I was a betting man, if I was putting money on it, I'll put money that Clark Smith would be the 5th starter for the Yankees. Just like G-Man said, let's take a deep breath collectively. Let's all take a collective deep breath and just sigh. No need to panic, cannot make any emotional move. And I cannot disagree with that at all, G-Man. 100%. My brother Jigga Man Porter was in the building. Jigga Man, how you doing? What is good? Uncle Tats, I was listening to you guys, and guys, if you aren't listening to the Pinstripe Chronicles, what are you doing with your life? But listen to my Uncle Tats, but him and they were having a conversation over there, talking about the starting pitchers. And what do we do? And it's a good conversation to have. Last night when I was making my notes for the show, one of the notes that I made sure I put on there was the rotation because of the news of Frankie Montas, right? And yeah, I don't want to panic. I don't want to sound doom and gloom. I think the number 1 to 4 starters are going to be solid. And honestly, let's be realistic. Going into this season, not that many of us had high expectations from Frankie Montas. Let's just be real. I know I didn't have any high expectations for Frankie Montas. The potential of what that rotation could have been is thrown out the window with this injury now to Frankie, right? But going into this season, I had very low expectations for Frankie Montas. I've never been a fan of trading with the Oakland A's because the Oakland A's, they have a track record of trading starting pitchers away or just trading players away in general, and they do not pan out with their second team that they are traded to. There's only been one pitcher, one player that the Oakland A's have traded away that's wind up as an all-star or an ace or another team. And that's Tim Hudson. Besides Tim Hudson, can you guys name me a starting pitcher from the Oakland A's that was traded to another team and they were able to thrive in that environment? Because I don't. I just know Oakland for these past 20 years as having a couple players for a season or two, and they get injured right when they get ready to trade them. So when the whole Frankie Montas situation, when we traded for Montas, I was very skeptical. Then he got injured during the season. He was horrible against that one game he pitched against the Houston Astros. So I had very low expectations going into this season when it comes to Mr. Frankie Montas. I'm not sure if you guys feel the same way, but I thought whatever we got out of Frankie Montas was just a plus. My man Steve Schumann is in the building. Stevie, what it do, my guy? And the legend himself, Mr. Ivan Manny, is in the building. Ivan Manny. Listen, Ivan, that was a great watch along. I mean, that was a great open panel on Thursday. Appreciate you for jumping onto the panel. We will have another open panel this Thursday. So if there's anybody out there that is watching, or if you're just tuning in just to tune in, if you want to jump on the open panel this Thursday, you are more than welcome to jump on the open panel this Thursday. It was an awesome open panel. The boss himself, Pete Simonetti, checked in. Ivan Manny was there. My man, Mikey Miles in a 4-Train Express. Eric Wallace was there. It was a nice conversation. It was a really nice conversation. And I can't forget Capoots. Capoots was there. Caputo. Yeah, Mulder had one good season in St. Louis and then got hurt. But yeah, it's just a track record. Hudson, Zito, and Mulder. Well, Zito left via free agent. Mark Mulder and Tim Hudson, they were both traded away. But Zito and Mulder, Zito was never the same as San Francisco. Hell, San Francisco paid them all that money, and they left them off the postseason roster that one year. Mark Mulder, he was battling trying to come back, even into this late stage in his career, trying to come back from his elbow injury. My man Ruben said, I was more on the boat of trading Montas early in the offseason and go with Herman or Smith at the 5th spot. Kind of crazy how it still turned out that way, but due to injury, shaking my head. Yeah, that would have been a good flip also, Ruben. But what we gave up to acquire Frankie Montas, when it comes to Waldachek, when it comes to Luis Medina, when it comes to the pieces that we gave up for Frankie Montas, something better than what we got. Just a little bit of a better return on our investment, right? You always talk about return on investment. This is not a great return on our investment when it comes to Frankie Montas and the pieces we gave up. Hell, the reason we may be hamstrung right now with not being able to pull off a deal is because of all the pitching that we sent over to Oakland. J.P. Sears, Luis Medina, Ken Waldachek. Those are top pitchers in our system. Who knows? Maybe if we would have had those pitchers right now, those pieces right now, we may be able to pull off a deal for Bryan Reynolds, but we don't know. 19 Con Man is in the building. What it do, brother? Hope all is well. 19 Con Man. He said the Yankees should trade Torres to the White Sox for Tanner Banks and Garrett Crochet. Listen, I've always been a fan of Garrett Crochet. I think that would be a great addition to the bullpen. My man Ruben said, Hector, I will go with Herman at the 5th spot, but if Smith takes it and shoves it shows it at a very good level, that could increase his trade value big time. Maybe helps us get an edge on the Reynolds talk. Maybe, Ruben. Maybe. Like I said, Ruben, me personally, I would like to see Herman at the 5th spot, because I think last year, when you look at Clark Smith numbers, he looked real good coming out the bullpen for just 1 or 2 innings, right? Just let him air it all out for 1 or 2 innings. Clark Smith looks good like that. It wasn't good in the playoffs. I give it to you that it was horrible in the playoffs, but during the regular season, coming out of the bullpen, he seemed more comfortable than in that starting rotation. But to your point, Ruben, when it comes to Clark Smith, I think the Yankees front office, they want Clark Smith to work out. So they're going to try to put him in the rotation and try to make something happen. And for our benefit, hopefully he looks good. So that way we can use him in a trade. If it's not for Brian Reynolds, for someone else. Maybe at the time, right before the trade deadline, the Chicago Cubs, they're out of it and they want to trade Ian Happ. And maybe we could get Ian Happ for Clark Smith. We don't know, In talking about the Chicago Cubs, they just signed a guy that, I forgot. He was with the Orioles for Trey Mancini. The Cubs just signed Trey Mancini over the weekend. So who knows? This opens up the door for the possibility of trading Ian Happ. I don't know. Let's see. Mikey Mazza, what it do, baby? Hope all is well. Mikey Mazza, hope all is well. Ivan Manny says Montas and Soriano, which are free agents next season, are both very injury prone. I think Luis Severino. It would be a very smart move to make it would be very smart to make a move and go to try to get one of the Miami pitchers that are controlled. It all depends on what it's going to cost, and it all depends on which one, right? Everybody, the Yankees was linked to Pablo Lopez right at the trade deadline, right? But then that soured. But then when you look what Pablo Lopez did for the regular season, he didn't pitch that good for the regular season, right? The rest of last year after the trade deadline, Pablo Lopez didn't pitch good. If I'm not mistaken, I think Pablo Lopez pitched their ERA that was close to 4 than anything else. So the value for Pablo Lopez may be lower than what it was at the trade deadline last year. So maybe we could pull off a trade like that. My man Tyler Tabbitt said, I was on the boat of signing Bauer and dumping Montas. Too late now. When it comes to Trevor Bauer, listen, he's a phenomenal pitcher. He's a top of the rotation type of starter, right? But all the baggage that comes with it, right? I don't think the Yankees are going to be willing to allow a player to put all the extra drama aside when it comes to Trevor Bauer. I don't think the Yankees, they want a player having their own blog or vlog during the season, their own YouTube channel during the season. I don't think the Yankees want that extra distraction during the season, right? Then you add everything else that compiles on top of it. They don't want that circus show. So I can see the Yankees being out on Trevor Bauer, but you never know. Other crazy things happen. Aroldis Chapman happened. Us keeping Domingo Germán happened. So there's a lot of crazy things that happen in Yankee land. So you can never say no. There's always a possibility. But when it comes to Trevor Bauer, I'm leaning more towards the Yankees don't want that type of mess in their locker room. My man, Mikey Mazza, Hector, I got a very big live stream coming up on Saturday. Do you think you could let everyone know about it? Listen, guys, tune into my man, Mikey Mazza and the 4 Train Express. He has a big show coming up this Saturday, a big announcement. So make sure you tune into my man, Mikey Mazza. Appreciate Mikey Mazza and all the love he has showed me. Mikey Mazza, salute, salute, salute. Ivan Manny says, Schmidt scares me. He led up the losing runs in the last 2 playoff games against the Astros. Yeah, he did. Sixto Sanchez, he's a great pitcher, right? But the thing about Sixto is that health has always been a key concern when it comes to Sixto Sanchez, right? I've always been a fan of him. One, that's a beautiful name, Sixto. I wish my name was Sixto, right, instead of Hector. But yeah, Sixto Sanchez, when it comes to Sixto, it's all about health. It's all about health. I'm pretty sure Germán took over the 5th starter last season after Monty got traded. Yeah, just until we got Frankie Montas. Exactly, Tyler. Exactly, Tyler. So I wouldn't put the Trevor Bauer rumors that far out of the realm of realistic. But yeah, just like Tyler said, don't even need to highlight that one. Exactly. Sixto Bochamp. That actually sounds good. The Yankees already have Donaldson as a clubhouse cancer. They do not need to add another sideshow in Trevor Bauer. Absolutely. And according to Tony La Russa, Josh Donaldson is like the new wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. So we don't want any other circus show or whatever. But I agree with you, Manny, 100%. We don't want to add any more of a cancer or any more of a circus show, and we don't need it. This team has real good chemistry. If you guys haven't seen the interview with Harrison Bader on the Yes Network, it was an awesome interview. Harrison Bader talking about how during the offseason being able, just think of it like this. Think of it like this. If you're Harrison Bader, right? You're still your family's living in Bronxville. You're living in the city now. During the off season, you get to commute every day to Yankee Stadium to do your off season workout. How that is so beautiful. Guys in the chat, let's just think about that for a second. He grew up a Yankee fan, right? He's from New York City. He moved back to the city, right? He don't live that far away from the stadium. He's able to work out at Yankee Stadium during the offseason to prepare for the regular season. That's beautiful. Honestly, I am so jealous and wish I could be Harrison Bader just for 5 minutes. Just for 5 minutes. One, he could run fast. Two, he is not follically challenged like I am. And three, he's able to do his workouts in Yankee Stadium. That's every Yankee fan's dream. Every Yankee fan as a kid, your dream. If it wasn't your dream, you're lying. Every Yankee fan as a kid dreams about being able to play baseball for the New York Yankees, right? Being able to do your workouts in Yankee Stadium, that's just an icing on the cake. That's just beautiful. Jacob Petruzzi is in the building. Jacob, my man, how are you doing? Salute, salute, salute. Hector, what up, brother? FYI, I got college classes starting tomorrow, so tomorrow morning I might be more spotty in your morning streams. Listen, Jacob, as long as you just tune in, whether it's the watch back, whether it's later on, whether it's during the live, Jacob, just know that your insight is always well needed, right? Just everyone else in the chat as well. Just know if you're watching this on a replay, if you're watching this on the watch back, just know your view, your comment, everything you contribute to the show is welcome, right? I always said, yes, I may be hosting a show, I may be on the stream, but the big thing that makes this show possible is you guys in the chat, you guys that watch along, you guys that comment, right? Because one of my big things, I love interacting with people. I love talking with people and having a chat that's so lively. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. So I appreciate everybody. Just know that just because you just type in the chat doesn't mean you aren't a part of the show, because you definitely are a part of the show. Hector in the 4, he about to get paid big time. Absolutely. If a team takes a chance on Bauer, he's going to be on his best behavior. I doubt he would be throwing balls over the center field fence. Listen, bro, when I saw that, I couldn't believe it. Shout out to John Boy for their amazing breakdown of that situation. But when he threw that ball over center field and the look on Terry Francona's face, Terry Francona looked like he wanted to fight him right there and right then, right? Like Terry Francona was like, what are you doing, you loser? What are you doing, you psychopath? And that's what and after Trevor Bauer looked like one of those kids that, you know, when you do something wrong, you know you did something horrible, whatever it is. And then right afterwards, you got, I'm sorry, that's me. That's my bad. Immediately, that was Trevor Bauer's face, because he knew he messed up. And Terry Francona probably let him have it in the locker room. Let's see. Amen, Hector, of course. Uncle Tats, of course. Tyler Tabbitt said, if we trade for Pablo Lopez, I want Jazz Chisholm in that trade. Listen, if we could get Jazz Chisholm, Jesus Christ, I would love to have Jazz Chisholm. But the thing is, where are we going to put him? I know Jazz is very versatile. He can play multiple positions, but where are we putting him and who are we giving up? That's my only question. Hector, would you take a look at Bauer with Montas' injuries? Listen, or everything is off the board when it comes right now, right? We're trying to win a championship, right? And anybody that would say that Trevor Bauer, he doesn't have the ability to make us better to win a championship, you're delusional, right? It's the same thing with Carlos Correa. The conversations I was having with some Yankee fans, Jacob, with the concerns of Carlos Correa, oh, the cheating, his comments about Jeter. Yeah, I get that. I understand that. But you are a fool to say that adding Carlos Correa to this team for one season wouldn't make us closer to winning a championship, because his talent is proof enough, right? It's the same thing with Trevor Bauer. Is he a cancer? He may be. Will he be a problem in the locker room? Garrett Cole don't like him. I'm not sure if Aaron Judge want to deal with him and his personality. But from a talent perspective, just from pure baseball talents, he's a phenomenal pitcher, and he would definitely make our rotation the best in all of baseball, and would make it a lot better than what it was before Frankie Montas went down. Let's see what else. Let's see what else we got here. Second base. Yeah, I understand second base, but the thing is, DJ LeMahieu, I think his days of being able to go to third and second day, you don't want DJ LeMahieu's body to break down, right? Guys, listen to me when I say this. DJ, he's older in age, he's about to be in his middle 30s in a few years or whatever, coming off of an injury, right? We're concerned about his toe. Third base may be a wear and tear on his body, right? Keep him at second base, maybe first base as much as you can. More first base than anything, because that's less of a tear on his body. But third base may be a wear and tear on his body, or second base. I'm not sure. It's a toss-up. You have some scouts that say that third base is more of a wear and tear on your body. You got some scouts that say second base is more of a wear and tear on your body, right? What I think the Yankees need to do with DJ LeMahieu, and let me know what you guys think about this. Instead of playing DJ LeMahieu 5, 6, maybe 7 days out the week, sometimes it's 7 days or whatever, play DJ LeMahieu 4 games out the week. Save DJ LeMahieu's bat for when we need him. And that's the postseason. We desperately needed a healthy DJ LeMahieu's bat in last year's postseason. There's no argument against that. So try to use DJ LeMahieu sparingly. Use him here or there, 3 to 4 days out the week. Save him for when we really need him. And that's the playoffs. Ivan Manny says, hold on. Oh, appreciate you, Ivan. Man, he said, you're a great interviewer, and I really appreciate that you include the fan base that supports you much more than any other content creators. Thanks for making your show so interactive. Listen, Manny, that's how I got started, right? And I say this a lot. When I got started on YouTube as a content creator, it was in the Knicks universe, right? And Lawrence Tears, Uncle Freezy over there, they had open panels like I have open panels, but he does it on an everyday basis. And a lot of people got started in the content create game just from Uncle Freezy. So I was open the door. Somebody opened a door for me, and I'm going to open the door for anyone else. I'm always willing to open the door for anyone else. I'm always willing to help out a fellow content creator on the rise. That's just how I am. I feel that whatever you throw out into the universe, you receive it back tenfold. So I'm never going to be that type to hold anything back. If I have anything that I can put out there and bring back, I'm 100% for it, baby. But I appreciate you, Ivan. Having great people like you around makes it easy. My man Ruben says Herman literally succeeded as a starter. What makes him not? Oh, this is Ruben and Li going back and forth. You gotta shout out Li Yankee King, and I appreciate you sending me that tweet about the get yanked. I'll save that for Friday. But Jesus Christ, people thinking that Aaron Hicks is gonna have a bounce back season. I'm not someone to throw dirt on someone's name or whatever they takes, people takes. I respect everyone's takes, but Aaron Hicks having a bounce back season, I understand he was shifted like 96% of the time. I get that. I understand that. But did we see him put any balls in play that could have been a hit? I'm not sure. I don't want to even think about the possibility of Aaron Hicks having a resurgence because what instead of hitting 220, he hits 235, and that's a resurgence for Aaron Hicks. Come on. My man EY said, EY, what is good, baby? EY, I definitely remember that bow throw when his ball stunned, and Francona reaction makes it better. 100%. Jacob Petruzzi says, Hector, we could get Chisholm, then trade DJ somewhere else, and we save money. Go get Lopez Chisholm deal. Listen, I know Li is a big fan. Is a big fan of trading DJ LeMahieu to save up some money. DJ looks like he's not healthy, so it may have to trade him eventually. If we could get something back that makes sense, go ahead, Jacob. But I'm not the one that just wants to trade DJ LeMahieu for the sake of trading DJ. I don't know if it's because I was just starstruck, not even starstruck, but in love with DJ as a player because of what he did when he first came to the Yankees. Maybe he hasn't rubbed me the wrong way when it comes to wanting to trade him, right? So I'm not in the rush to trade DJ LeMahieu, but if a trade presents itself that would improve our team tremendously, go ahead, trade DJ LeMahieu. What jersey? Oh, I'm wearing number 99. I can't even show you it, but yeah, I'm wearing number 99. That's what I'm wearing today, Ivan. My man Steve says, I think that getting rid of the shift and its effect on hitters is overvalued. You can still have one of the middle infielders behind second. And also, Steve, you can move the outfielders, right? So you may not have what was known as a traditional shift. We've seen it in these past few years, right? You know, three infielders on one side of the infield, the outfield shifted one way. No, you may have two infielders on one side of the infield with either the left fielder being brought in, moving the center fielder and right fielder over, or on the opposite side, having the second baseman and the first baseman with the right fielder pulled in, right? Or however they want to move that the outfield. But yeah, the shift may be gone on paper, Steve, but just like you said, you can still move people around. You can still have an infielder after the pitcher releases the ball, move up the middle to be right behind second base. So you're absolutely right, Steve, when it comes to that. And then on top of it, you can still move that right fielder or that left fielder in. So the traditional shift that we have known it to be is gone. But the possibility of them being able to still shift, it's still out there. The rules are the rules, but you can interpret the rules however you want as long as it makes sense. Infamous New King is in the building. DJ is a great bat, but only if he plays and if he's healthy. New Infamous, and he says salute family, salute 3 capital S's. My man Anthony Medina's in the building. Anthony, what it do, player? Hope all is well. Medina, hope all is well. De la Isla, my man, De la Isla. Mr. Fritz, the Gotham Yankee Walters in the building. Fritz changed his name and he changed his profile icon. That's what I'm talking about, Fritz. That's what I'm talking about. Fritz, the Gotham Yankee Walters. I ain't go front. That's kind of a fire name. That's kind of a fire name. I'm gonna start backyard wrestling in a couple of months, and I'm gonna use that as my wrestling name. Fritz, just know that. You better copyright it before you start using it as my backyard wrestling name. Ivan Manny said, I gotta get me a 99. Also, that he is a career Yankee. Yeah, Ivan. I got this jersey, Ivan, last year when I went down to see the Tampa Bay Tarpons. I went to George Steinbrenner Field down there in Florida in Tampa. Went to the store. It was a little bit of a penny. A little bit pricey. But I tell you this was the first time in my life. I grew up, kind of poor or whatever, didn't have like the greatest means and stuff. This was the first time in my life I was able to buy an authentic Yankee jersey. Say that again, an authentic Yankee jersey from the Yankee store. First time in my life, and I'm so happy that he's back because I couldn't imagine myself trying to get rid of this jersey if he would have signed somewhere else. So I'm happy number 99 is back so I could wear this number 99 jersey for the rest of my life. I'm gonna wear it where it has holes. I'm gonna wear it when it has coffee stains. I spent so much money, I might as well, right? He said, agreed, Hector. They can still shift, but it will be drastically cut. Also, they finally got rid of the fourth outfield defense, which was a limp. Yeah, I was so against that. I was so against that four outfield defense. Like, come on. It's not beer league softball, right? You do that when you play beer league softball, right? The guys down the block from me, living in Dykeman, Enwood Park is right there. Tell you that right now. If you want to catch yourself a good game of softball, watch the Dominicans over at Enwood Park. It is hilarious. But even the guys over there, they don't do that fourth outfield stuff. And a lot of the guys that play in Enwood Park, they were former minor league players, so they have some major league skills. But no, it's a good point, Ruben. And I was so against that fourth outfield. That fourth outfielder, it was horrible. It was honestly horrible. Infamous said, I'm so glad that at least minimizing the shift because we've been robbed of great defensive plays that could have been if guys were stretching out for grounders in the gaps. Yeah, it kind of took away that you guys remember those back in the days, the web gems. It kind of took away the web gems. I don't remember the last time I saw a web gem countdown. Honestly, I miss back in the days when the web gems were a thing. So hopefully, like Infamous says, this allows for the web gems to come back, the diving into the gaps. It brings back the real baseball when we was young. Shouldn't say real baseball, but it brings back that extra element, that ooh and ah, the pizzazz. You said facts, Hector. Washington Heights and Inglewood is my old stomping grounds. Listen, guys, every Saturday I'm at the Inwood Farmers Market. You know, I got my merch store. The link to the merch store is in the description. It's called The Best View of Denver. Me and my partner, we started that. Her and I, our first vacation was to Denver. That's why I recorded The Best View of Denver. But it's in the description down below. If you are in New York City, you're more than welcome to come to the Inwood Farmers Market. That's every Saturday from about like 8 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. I'm there from 10 or 11 to 2 in the afternoon. So you guys are more than welcome to come hang out, check out some of the merch, and we could just shoot the breeze about Yankees, however you want to do it. I would love to see a lot of you guys in person. That April 1st NYY News TV event, I definitely will be there. So I would love to see all of you guys in person, whether you come to the Inwood Farmers Market or whether we see each other April 1st when it comes to the NYY News TV live event at Yankee Stadium. However it is, I would love to hang out, crack a beer with you guys, pound up, knuckles up for everyone's. Ivan Manny said, hard to see the Ozzie Smith type of plays when one side of the field is crowded. Bye-bye shift won't be missed. 100%, Ivan. 100%. Let's see. My man Ruben said, web gems. I missed those. Exactly. It's kind of like we lost the word out of our vocabulary. When I was trying to remember what was it called, I was stuck for a second. The word left our vocabulary because we haven't seen it in a while. I think I'm going to start doing that this year. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Thank you to the chat to giving me that little spark of creation. But I'm going to do that. Every week we're going to have a top 10 web jam countdowns over here at the Yankees Morning Brew. Now, it doesn't have to only be Yankee plays. It could be all of Major League Baseball. So if you guys during the season, if you guys see a play that you think belong on the web jams, hashtag web jams, hashtag Yankees Morning Brew on Twitter, IG, however you do it. We just got a new segment. That's how creativity works. Hold on. My man Fritz, the Gotham Yankee Walter, already had that discussion regarding the shift. Some Yankee fans caught in a tunnel, convinced this would only boost Hicks and Cole. Anybody aware also Astro bats could improve average more? Yes. That's a great comment right there, Fritz, because Jose Abreu, he's now with the Houston Astros. How many hits did Jose Abreu lose because of the shift? Everybody shifted on the left side of the infield. How many singles or doubles did he miss out because of those four outfielders? So as much as the shift being gone benefits the Yankees, it benefits the rest of baseball. It benefits the Houston Astros. It benefits the Minnesota Twins. It benefits every other team in the AL East in our division. If we make it to the postseason, it benefits every other team that we face every round, whether that be the divisional round, the ALCS championship round, or the World Series round. As great of an idea of the shift being gone, oh, this means the Yankees offense is going to be so potent. It's going to help every other team in Major League Baseball. And on top of it, the bases are a bit bigger. The bases are 8 inches around, bigger. So there's going to be a lot more bang-bang plays. Those bang-bang plays before from first base last year that were called outs, they're all safe now. Also, you got that 20-second clock that the pitchers have to pay attention to. It may benefit us or it may hurt us. This may be a season where pitching, it won't be the same like it once was. The defense won't be the same because the shift's not there. So the pitching ERA this season may get inflated quite a lot because the shift being gone, because of that clock right behind them, and because of that first base bag being a lot bigger than what it once was. So baseball is trying to switch it up. They're trying to get to a faster pace, and they're trying to add more offense. Hell, there was investigations that people got several balls from last season, and a lot of balls, they were different. Some were weighed heavier than others. Some were lesser weight than others. Don't know what all that means, but could it mean that Major League Baseball is trying to juice up the offense? Maybe. See right here. A guy who will benefit huge from the shift restriction is Yastrzemski of the Giants. He was a monster in 2019, 2020. He struggled big time. I'm a big fan of Yastrzemski. Big fan. I think when I was doing a few videos a few weeks ago when I was talking about left field options, Yastrzemski was one of the options that I put up there. He won't cost us a lot to get. He doesn't strike out as much. With that shift being gone, his batting average may shoot up a few numbers. So maybe is that a possibility? I'm not sure. But the Yankees also signed the reliever yesterday, Bowman, I believe his name is. So we're signing a lot of depth pieces. If you guys were listening to Get Yank on Friday, great conversation. Make sure you tune into NYY News TV. But me and Pete was having a conversation. Rafael Ortega, right? All these little pieces here and there. Willie Calhoun, all these pieces that the Yankees are signing, these are all depth pieces. These are all pieces for the minor leagues. This is all pieces for your roster just in case if somebody goes down. Could this be the Yankees gearing up to pull off a move that's going to cost us 6 to 7 or 8 players? That's why we're signing all these players in the offseason to minor league deals for the depth, just in case if we lose guys at the AAA level, trading them to another team. So we don't know, and that's the thing. That's the thing. When it comes to Yankees news on Twitter, there's not any real buzz as to the Yankees are going to do something. Everybody's expecting the Yankees to do something. That's the one thing when it comes to Yankees Twitter, whether it's the fans, whether it's the Ken Rosenthal and all those, blue checkmark kind of guys, they all expect the Yankees to pull off a move, but not one of them are saying that the Yankees are gearing up to make a move. If you guys understand what I'm saying, they all expect the Yankees to make a move, but there's not that much traction or there's not that much noise on the Yankees gearing up to make a move. Hold on. Web jams have been missing for real, fam. Yep, I'm gonna bring them back. I'm bringing the web jams back, baby. If Yankees rely on mediocre bats for catching Astros, I'll convince gun shift. Wait, got them closer. They're dumber. Fritz, one thing I said, right, when it comes to the Yankees, this offseason, when it comes to the pitching staff, right, adding Carlos Rodon definitely makes our pitching staff 100 times better, right? Adding Tommy Kahnle to the bullpen, it does improve our bullpen and it makes our bullpen better. Retaining Aaron Judge and not losing him guarantees that our lineup won't be worse than what it was to end the season in the postseason last year, right? But the one thing we didn't do is improve the lineup. It's improved what was our flaw. Our flaw last postseason was our offense, and we didn't improve our offense. We just made sure our offense didn't get worse by not losing Aaron Judge. We lost Aaron Judge. There's no realm. There's no universe. There's no Yankee team that can survive losing Aaron Judge. Our team does not get better losing Aaron Judge. So that's one. But we didn't improve our lineup. Now, having a full season from Harrison Bader, that may make our lineup better, right? Having a full season from Peraza at shortstop, having a full season from either Cabrera in left field or whoever we add in left field. I just know this: starting this season, we would not have Josh Donaldson as the leadoff hitter. We would not have Joey Gallo as the fifth hitter. We would not have Aaron Hicks as the sixth hitter. We would not have Kyle Higashioka as the seventh hitter. When you look at the Yankees 2022 opening day lineup, Josh Donaldson led off, and then you had Gallo, Hicks, and Higashioka as a protection to the big bats. It's not going to be this. This is not going to be this season. So this starting lineup this season for 2023, as it looks right now, it does look like it's going to be better than what our starting lineup was for 2022. Again, we had Josh Donaldson leading off last year. You guys remember that? Remember that, because that's going to be a trivia question in the future. 2022 lineup, who was the leadoff hitter? Josh Donaldson. Pencil that down. My man Ruben said, with no ship, you can see Cashman is relying on higher strikeout arms. Got Canely, who has 10 Ks per nine for his career. Rondon last 2 seasons has 12 per nines. King and Marinaccio as Ks per nine above 11. 100% Ruben. And guys, if you haven't seen, Michael King is already throwing. Michael King, he's making his comeback. I talked about it in December when I saw Michael King's Christmas photos that he put out. And he didn't have a car, he didn't have a cast, he didn't have a sling. He had his arm had no restriction. Michael King is already throwing. Michael King is getting ready to be there first day of spring training. And Greg Weissert, I believe, is a huge sleeper also. Absolutely. I believe he could become a premium arm in that bullpen. That movement that he has, you can't teach that movement, Ruben. The movement that he gets on his pitches, you can't just teach that to any Joe Schmo and they're going to pick it up like that. No, Greg Weissert, he has something special when it comes to the way that he's able to move certain pitches in and out, attack the left and the right side of the strike zone, up and down. Now, when it comes to Greg Weissert, it's all about consistency, right? It's all about confidence. When he first came up, that was a horrible outing we saw against the Oakland A's. Horrible. But he showed us sometimes some spots where he could be damn right filthy. And hopefully we see that filthy side of him this season. He said Vorback is healthy now, so I bet he gets the backup job. He definitely gets the backup job. And when it comes to Vorback, one thing you guys have to know about him, he is an elite defender. Elite defender, right? When he was drafted as a prospect, he was drafted on his defense alone. On his defense alone. And I've been watching videos of Ben Rohrback in November of him doing off-season workouts. So he is healthy and he is ready to come back this season. Kyle Higashioka, you can find yourself somewhere else. I wish you all the best of luck, but it won't be with the Yankees. But Ben Rohrback, one thing you guys can assure, his defense is elite. If healthy, he may be top 10 defensive catchers in all of baseball if he is healthy. He is an elite defender and an elite framer also. So when it comes to the catching position, I don't think the Yankees are going to struggle. They may struggle to get offense because, Jose Trevino, he struggled coming down the stretch because he wasn't used to being an everyday starter, and we put him in that role. And it kind of, you saw the wear and tear in September when it came to Jose Trevino, and his bat suffered tremendously because of it. My man Fritz said Rizzo and Bader are going to benefit because they don't know when to focus on being clutch. Because they know when to focus on being clutch. My apologies. Being great hitters anyways, but still got too many dead spots in the lineup. When it comes to Harrison Bader, how do you guys feel with Harrison Bader being the leadoff hitter for the Yankees? If I was the manager, I would have Bader leading it off. Of course, Aaron Judge, then Anthony Rizzo, then John Carlos, and then I would have DJ LeMahieu. If DJ LeMahieu is healthy, DJ LeMahieu needs to be that bat in between John Carlos and Gleyber Torres. You can't have two guys in John Carlos and Gleyber Torres that strike out. They strike out tremendously. You guys see it. John Carlos, he has stretches where he looked like he is the best player to ever play this game. You can't get him out. Then he has stretches where he is god-awful. Gleyber Torres strikes out a lot. Having DJ LeMahieu, a healthy DJ LeMahieu, in between John Carlos and Torres, having a contact bat like that, that would be key. That would be key. Rohrback is an elite defender, but his bat is more noodle. Yep, which is crazy given his biceps. He has never put up decent offensive numbers. I was hoping the Yankees could fix his swing. That's the one thing about Ben. That's the one thing about Rohrback, Ruben. His bat, it looks like a needle. It definitely looks like a needle, right? But let's pray on the fact, or let's hope being a lefty in Yankee Stadium works to his favor, right? The fact that he's a left-handed hitter, the fact that his biceps are that big, hopefully being a left-handed hitter in Yankee Stadium, he could pop a few out. It still will be a low batting average, but possibly 10 home runs, possibly 15 home runs, right? But I'm very optimistic on Ben Rohrbeck because of his defense, and solely because of his defense. When you guys remember the Dynasty Yankees, right? Before we had the Dynasty Yankees, our catcher was Mike Stanley, an offensive catcher, an all-star catcher who was offense before defense. What did we do to go on that run in the late 90s? We emphasized defense over offense from our catcher. We traded for Joe Girardi. Joe Girardi was not known as a hitting catcher. But the fact that we decided as an organization, right, that defense was more important than offense from that position, we went out there and got Girardi. We had Gary Sanchez for a couple of seasons. Offense looked awesome until his last 2 seasons where he fizzled out. But he looked like an offensive monster, offensive demon. What did we do? We traded for Ben Rohrbeck. He was injured last season. We signed Jose Trevino, or we traded for Jose Trevino, who turned out to be an all-star catcher and win a Gold Glove. And now we got Ben Rohrbeck. So the defense from our catchers this year should be elite. Elite. Oh, no. My man Ivan Manny says Beta has to be the leadoff hitter. We need that speed and on-base percentage in front of the power. Absolutely, Manny. And I've said this so many times. The Yankees, for years, we haven't had that traditional leadoff hitter. We haven't had the best traditional leadoff hitter we had over these past 20 years was Johnny Damon in 2006. I'm going to say that again. The last time the Yankees had a true traditional leadoff hitter was Johnny Damon in 2006. Trevino won a platinum glove. I apologize, Anthony. A platinum glove. That's even better. You got your gold and you got your platinum. I kind of want the platinum. But no, the Yankees, we need desperately a traditional leadoff hitter. It was awesome having DJ LeMahieu lead off, hit over 300. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Right? But we need that speed on top of it. Posada was a star catcher for 10 years. Yes, absolutely. He was known more for his offense than his defense, but he was schooled under Joe Girardi for the first few years of his career before he was able to take over. So to get to there, we had to bridge it between Joe Girardi and Posada. Absolutely. But Posada, he was a star catcher. He won a batting title. All right? 1 year in his career. I understand age gets the best of you. Posada didn't age that well, but do you guys remember, Ruben, do you remember that game? I forgot the year it was. I want to say it was 2010 or 2009, us against the Angels when Posada was substituted for our catcher at the time, and then he threw out someone trying to steal second. You remember that? My man Ruben said Posada should be in the Hall of Fame. The offense he provided from the catcher spot in his 30s, playing 130, 150 games in a season. Fun fact, he has a higher career batting average, OBP, and OPS than Johnny Bench. Whoa, that's a fun fact right there. That's a Snapple fact. Jorge Posada has a better batting average, OBP, OPS than Johnny Bench. Yeah. Posada needs to Posada and Bernie needs to be in the Hall of Fame, but of course the Yankee hate that's out there, it's definitely it's stopping those two from getting to the Hall of Fame. But I believe Bernie Williams and Posada should be in the Hall of Fame. Everybody argues about Curt Schilling being in the Hall of Fame. Whether you like the guy, whether you don't. His numbers are his numbers, right? He does have Hall of Fame numbers when you look at what he did in the postseason. What he did in the postseason, Curt Schilling has phenomenal numbers. But you can also know who has phenomenal numbers in the postseason? Bernie Williams. Bernie Williams in the postseason has 20-plus home runs, 90 RBIs, and is a plus 300 hitter in the postseason. What Bernie Williams did in his postseason career, you could basically equate that to somebody's full season. 162 games, having 90 RBIs, 20 plus home runs, and a 300 plus batting average. So Bernie Williams, if people want to argue about Curt Schilling being in the Hall of Fame solely off of his postseason numbers, Bernie Williams does as well. Bernie was clutch. Curt Schilling, his great years in Arizona, he had phenomenal years in Arizona. He was the number 2 starter behind Randy Johnson. It's very easy to get a lot of wins when you're the number 2 starter behind Randy Johnson, when you're not facing every other team's ace. Schillings was a roid boy. Ooh, I never heard that one. Curt Schillings was on the roid. Ooh, the same Curt Schilling that was talking about Bartolo Colon and his PED uses. That Curt Schilling. Ooh, my man TC Stills is in the building. TC Stills, what it do, baby? Hope all is well. Hope all is well. What do you guys feel about Posada potentially coming back as a manager or as a bench coach? Starting off maybe as a bench coach, then shifting to a manager. What do you guys think about Posada? Because I would love to see one of those Yankees from the dynasty, right? From that dynasty era, come back and be a coach. Now, Posada may be the best one to do it because he is a catcher, right? They always say catchers make the best manager, right? But also, too, Posada comes from a baseball family. That was inbred to him when he was young, from his mother and from his father, right? So I would love to see Posada being a part of this team, whether it's a bench coach, whether it's an infield coach, third base, first base, or maybe a manager. But I'm not sure because Posada right now, you can see that even when he was a player, even going back to his playing days, family was very important to him, right? Especially with his kid, knock on wood. We all know, the illnesses that his kid had to battle through. Like I said, knock on wood. But Posada, he seems more of a family man than anything else. I'm not sure if Posada is willing to leave his family to be a part of a major league team for 162 games plus the postseason. I'm not too sure. Schilling's Diamondback team's butts were like pincushions. Posada would be a great manager. 100%, baby. 100%. Let's look at this right now. This is why I love my man Ruben. My man Ruben said Bernie from 1995 to 2002 had a 322 average, 406 on base percentage, 531 slugging, and a 937 OPS, averaging 37 doubles, 28 home runs, 115 RBIs for every 162 games played. You cannot argue against those numbers and say that he is not a Hall of Famer. He won a batting title. He won a Gold Glove. He led the league in runs. And this was all happening during the juicing era. So Bernie Williams put these numbers up during the steroid era in the 90s. And I agree. Andy Pettit's numbers are very similar to Mussina's numbers, but he won't get into the Hall of Fame because of the admittance of PED use. He deserves it for the effort. Listen, if you look at all of the PED guys, all of the steroid guys, right? If you put all of them in a pot together, right? And you were to ask these beat writers, out of all of these players, who would you vote for? And you may get a lot of them saying that they would rather vote for Andy Pettitte over any of them because Andy Pettitte admit that he did it. That's the difference between Andy Pettitte and everyone else. Andy Pettitte, he didn't come up with a lie. He didn't do what A-Rod did. He didn't do what Melky Cabrera did. He didn't do what Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, or Barry Bonds did. He admitted to it. Mark McGwire went on a panel in front of Congress with Sammy Sosa. Andy Pettitte admitted to doing it. So if there's anyone that I can see them voting for in the future, it may be Andy Pettitte. But the fact that Andy Pettitte doesn't have eye-popping numbers may be the reason why he doesn't get in. If you get what I'm saying, Manny. Exactly. Uncle Tat said it. Exactly. Andy owned it while everyone else hid like cowards. Exactly. Listen, Melky Cabrera, when he tested positive, right, during the season that he was leading the National League in hitting, he should have won a batting title that season. That's when he tested positive. The man made his own website. He faked the website and he lied and said, oh, well, this website I brought it from. MLB investigated it and they found out that he made that website. The amount of hoops and hurdles some players have gone through in order to just admit when you're wrong. One thing about me, honesty is always the best policy. Honesty is always the best policy with me, right? I was always told, and shout out to my old managers, Gilbert from Lombardi's. I was always told, listen, if you mess up, just tell me what you did, right? If you mess up, just tell me what you did and we will fix that. When I worked in EMS, one thing I told everyone who worked underneath me when I was their supervisor, if you mess up, just tell me what you did. Just don't lie to me, right? And Andy Pettitte, he didn't lie. Giambi and Pettitte are the only ones that actually said they did it from the gate. Absolutely. Giambi and his pink thong. Mussina had better regular season numbers than Pettitte. Pettitte had a ton of season of ERAs. That's very true, Ruben. ERAs in the 380s to 430s. His numbers stand out more in the postseason, though. You're right. Big Papi is in the Hall of Fame. A huge joke until the other guys get in. Yeah. There's that whole conspiracy theory about the commissioners hiding David Ortiz's positive tests. You know, hopefully one day the truth comes to light. And of course, how you doing, my man Pete Simonetti? What it do, Pete? What it do? How you doing, Petey boy? I wonder if Don Mattingly will get into the Hall of Fame. I think that executive board that they have will vote him in. It's just when you look at Don Mattingly's numbers from the years that he was dominant, he had a stretch of 3 to 4 seasons in a row of being the best first baseman in all of baseball. Right? Keith Hernandez may have had the better glove. It's no lie against that. Offensively, Donnie Baseball was 100% better. 100% better offensively. Donnie Baseman was the first. He played third base. He was able to play third base a couple of times. Come on. Donnie Baseball, if his back didn't give up on him, it's all about injuries. If his back didn't give up on him, he could have broke some crazy records. And look at his career trajectory. Look at what he was trajected to do over his career. If his back never went out at the age that it went out, he would have probably cracked some more home runs. He'd have probably got closer to 3,000 hits. Not saying he would have got there, but he would probably got a lot closer. So Don Mattingly, in my eyes, definitely a Hall of Famer. You can't argue against that. Never going to see 3,000 hits or 300 wins as the benchmark to make the Hall of Fame. The numbers are more like 225 and 250. Do you really feel that, Ivan Manny? Let me ask you guys that. Do you guys feel that the benchmark is moved down for the Hall of Fame? You know, it's not 3,000 hits anymore. It's 2,500. It's not 300 wins anymore. It's 250 wins. Do you guys think that? Let me know. What do you guys think? Because in my eyes, it's still 3,000 hits. In my eyes, it's still 300 wins. Talking about 500 home runs as well, Ivan. I still think the benchmark when it comes to power hitters is 500 home runs. Gary Sheffield should be in the Hall of Fame. What's your guys' thoughts on Sheffield not being in the Hall of Fame? Big Papi was already confirmed to use Roy's prior to the penalties being added. If he is in, then let Bond, Sosa, and McGuire in. Steroids aside, right? This whole steroid thing aside, Ruben, I think Bond, Sosa, and McGuire should be in the Hall of Fame no matter what. No matter what. If you want to put an asterisk next to their name, go ahead, put an asterisk next to the name. If you have Ty Cobb in the Hall of Fame, Ty Cobb, who is known as being one of the most disgusting human beings to ever live, if you got Ty Cobb in the Hall of Fame, you definitely can have space for Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, and Pete Rose and Curt Schilling. If you want to have a corner of the Hall of Fame being dedicated to just the bad boys of baseball, then just do that. Numbers aside, you can't deny that Bonds, Sosa, McGuire, and even Curt Schilling, their numbers belong in the Hall of Fame. My man Ruben, A-Rod, Sheffield, and Manny Ramirez. their numbers definitely gets them in the Hall of Fame, especially Manny's. Man, I'm not sure if it was just you guys, right? But I was scared of Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz in those early 2000s, from 2004 to 2007. I was scared of David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez coming to bat against the Yankees. It's still hard to hit the ball. Just hitting it further with Royce couldn't stop. Exactly. And also, too, guys, there is not one scientific article. There's not one peer-reviewed article out there. There's just anecdotal evidence, but there is no peer-reviewed scientific article that's out there that points to the fact that steroids improves your hand-to-eye coordination. There is no peer-reviewed article. There's no scientific report. It's nothing that points to it improves your hand-to-eye coordination. There's nothing. If there is something, guys, please link me to it so I could read it. But as of now, I haven't seen not one article, not one peer-reviewed article, right? Not any empirical evidence that points to the fact that steroids improves your hand-to-eye coordination. There's people that say it does. There's people that definitely should say it does, but there's no scientific facts behind it. If there is any out there, guys, let me know so I can read it and I can review it. But Ruben, Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz were the ultimate righty-lefty combo. Absolutely. Manny and David Ortiz were their own murders row when it comes to Manny and David Ortiz. That's the best 3-4 punch that I've seen in baseball. You can't deny that. During their time, they hit 2004 to 2007. You could pencil them in every season for 40 home runs, 100 RBIs. Definitely pencil them in for that. Infamous King said, yeah, it's a participation trophy kids era. MLB tried making these easier so player feelings wouldn't get hurt. LOL. Soon everyone will make the Hall of Fame except Pete Rose. I can see that. My man Jonathan is in the building. Jonathan, what to do? He says, I am here. Yes, you are here. You definitely are here. You could pump Gallo with Royce. Wouldn't bring many more hits. You right about that one. Still has Sheffield in the Hall of Fame. Sorry, A-Rod was the only one in biogenesis. Yeah. Let's see before we get out here if I could get one more. All right, my man Ruben said Manny and Ortiz were literally 300 average, 40 doubles, 40 home runs, and 140 RBI guys. And that is an absolute fact. You can't disagree with that. I tell you this, as a kid, every baseball game that I got as a kid, whether it was MVP baseball, whether it was 2K, whatever, every baseball game I got when I was a kid, when I played with the Yankees, I traded for David Ortiz. As a kid, I'll tell you that right now. Every baseball game I had got, every baseball video game I had got as a kid, I was trading for David Ortiz. You couldn't deny what David Ortiz was back then. Manny Ramirez was a beast himself, but you couldn't deny what David Ortiz and Manny was back here. But guys, we getting upon that time. I don't like to say goodbye. I always like to say see you next time. But guys, this has been another great episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. My man NYY News, Ruben. My man, listen, guys, just know one of these days, Ruben and I will get on the panel and have a great conversation. My man Jonathan, what it do? Oh, wait, I forgot to talk about Brandon Mayea, who the Yankees signed. The prospect, the Cuban prospect that the Yankees signed. Jonathan, thank you so much for bringing that up. Brandon Mayea, I am excited to see what he could turn into. 17 years old, right? 17 years old. The Yankees use almost $5 million of international signing money to sign him. He is projected to be, or his player profile is projected to be anywhere between like a Gary Sheffield and a Maglio Ordonez. So I do like that, right? He's in center field right now. He's 5'11". He has to fill out, obviously. He definitely has to fill out. But I can see him moving to left field or right field in the future. He does have a lot of speed also, so he may be able to stay in center field. But I do like this signing. The Yankees also signed an infield prospect, forget his name off the top of my head, and they also signed an outfield prospect on top of it. I would have liked the Yankees to put all their money towards Ethan Salas, which is a catcher that went to the San Diego Padres, right? I would have loved the Yankees to invest in on that catcher going to the Padres because he's a switch hitter. He has tremendous tools, good defensively. You could tell that his bat will click in, but I'm happy with Brendan Mayea. I'm happy, right? So hopefully 17, probably see him 4 seasons, 5 seasons from now. So he's a bit away, right? Just like Jason Dominguez, when we got him, he was a bit away. So we'll probably see Brendan Mayea down the line. But guys, Jonathan, thank you for reminding me that so I could talk about it. But like I said, this has been another awesome episode of the Yankees Morning Brew. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Alan Landsman just checking in as we are dipping out. T.S. Stills, appreciate you. Anthony Medina, appreciate you. Ivan Manny, like always, good showing. Uncle Tats and the Pinstripe Chronicles. Fritz, the Gotham Yankees Walter, appreciate you, my man. Infamous New King, appreciate you. FJ, appreciate you, my man. Hope everybody has an awesome week. Be productive. And like always, a peace out and hit those likes for your boy. I'm out.